Everybody, welcome back to Softwash Evolution. Doing a wash on this vinyl sided house you see right here behind me, and they have a mahogany deck out back. They want that deck restored, so I'm going to be using some oxalic acid is what I have in this bucket right here. I've got some mixed up over here. I'm going to downstream it onto this mahogany deck and then wash it back off. We're going to brighten the wood back up. Mahogany is not something you want to use SH on. Really, you got to be very careful with SH on any wood surface. But this stuff, very, very expensive hardwood. You don't want to get bleach on it. So I've washed the house already, pre-wet the deck. I'm going to mix up my oxalic acid and downstream it with my pressure washer, show you how to clean this deck up. So here's our oxalic acid. Comes in a 5-gallon bucket. I believe it's about 40 pounds, or actually, yeah, it is. Look at that right there on the label. It's 40 pounds. So you're going to need oxalic acid and you're going to need an empty bucket. Got a 5-gallon bucket here, my surfactant buckets. You're going to want to mix it according to the label. I think it says 2 cups of oxalic acid per gallon of water. It's a granule formula powder. So it's like salt crystals. They dissolve in water. They dissolve in hot water faster than cold water, but cold water will work if it's all you got. So you're going to add the water to it once you scoop it in there. Use gloves. This stuff stinks and it definitely burns your skin. So put it in the bucket, add your water. I have a piece of PVC, an old filter I had in one of my toolboxes. I don't know where it is. I think I threw it in the back of the truck. You want to use something plastic with your gloves on, give it a stir, keep agitating it, put more water to it. Just keep stirring it before when you're about to set up. And I'm going to downstream it onto the deck. If you don't get the reaction that you want right away after some dwell time, you can add a second application, but do the same dilution. Don't, double the amount of oxalic acid to get a better, brighter reaction out of the wood. And then follow it up with a brush. Use like a soft bristle brush, go with the grain of the wood, with those deck boards. Don't instantly go to, I didn't get the wood brightness, I'm gonna get my turbo nozzle out or my red tip nozzle and go crazy on that wood. Especially this mahogany, this stuff is very expensive. You never wanna go across the grain. Everybody loves those turbo nozzles because they look cool and they're basically sanding the wood. They're going across the grain because they're spinning in an orbit. You don't wanna go across the grain, especially on this stuff. Let this acid is basically chemically sanding the wood. Let the stuff work. Get the deck wet first, apply it, let it dwell. If you don't see a reaction right away, give it a scrub with a brush, add another layer on, let it dwell some more, another scrub, and then give it a good rinse with a fan tip nozzle. Don't get real close with the pressure washer. You'll see how I'm gonna do it here shortly. So I've got my oxalic acid in the bucket here. This is just a 5-gallon bucket that used to have surfactant in it. The instructions will say to use hot water, but as any of you know, pressure washing and soft washing, we don't have hot water. So cold water, it will still dissolve. It just takes a little longer. So I've put my oxalic acid in there. I'm going to downstream it. So I'm going to add more water to this with my pressure washer. First thing I'm going to do, I've got my ball valve shut. I'm going to take the gun off. If I can do this one-handed, probably not. And I'm going to add my downstream injector. Hang on one second. Pull the gun off the end there. We're going to put the downstream injector on, and we're going to pull our chemical out of that bucket. Simple X-jet method. So I've already washed the house, like I said. First thing I did actually was wet the entire deck, because you don't want SH touching this deck. So when I washed the house, yeah, I downstreamed. So there was a tiny little bit of 1% that touched it, but I made sure I wet the deck first. I washed the house very quick in this section, rinsed it right back off, even more water on the deck. So now I've got my oxalic acid I'm about to downstream. I don't even put a filter on the end of this. Just a quick little 1/4-inch hose. I'm going to downstream right off the gun, which is like the X-jet method. I've got this oxalic acid mixed up, dissolves, and I'm going to apply to this deck. There isn't much of a reaction right away. It's just dissolved in the water in these basic salt crystals. All you want to do is just soak every board. Just apply to the whole thing. Let it dwell in there. can definitely smell it, I'll tell you that. And that's it. It's quick to apply. We're gonna let that dwell. I'm gonna finish washing the other side of the garage over here is the last part of the house wash I've got to do. We'll let that dwell for about 10 to 15. We'll come back and rinse it off, show you the results. I'm gonna go ahead and rinse this oxalic acid off this deck. Just like pressure washing any deck, that's all you do. Fan tip nozzle. I like to use my pistol grip gun, stay far away from it. I'm gonna continue to do the rest of that, and I'll show you the results when it's done. So that's it. Let's take a look after a rinse. Again, I didn't use, I had my, I think it's a 25-degree nozzle on there. I didn't use like a white tip or green tip pressure washer. You don't want to get too close. It's mahogany. It's very hard wood, but you don't want to damage it. So, camera going here. There was one spot I'll show you over here. This whole patio area by the fire pit and thing over here is all brand new. So the customer, their deck did extend further down. They cut it and moved their jacuzzi hot tub down there. The hot tub used to sit right here, you can tell. So that's why it's different color. That's actually still got the stain on it. So it sat there for years. They cut the deck, put that paver stone patio down there, dropped their jacuzzi down, easier access, nicer look. So that's why you'll see the decking is different color right there. But the rest of it, got that reddish brownish tone coming back with it. The oxalic acid will continue to eat that down into the wood. They're probably going to re-oil or re-stain this. I'm not sure what they do to it every year. I did move those two grills, just move them side to side to get underneath them. They didn't have me do the fence. Those few fence panels right there are brand new. They made like they have another door over here in the corner, and now that's like an access run for their dogs. They made a little yard for the dog or there so they can let the dogs out at night, and they don't have to go in the entire yard with them. But that's it. That is deck washing with oxalic acid. Read the directions, and you'll get results like this. Nice mahogany deck. This is very, very expensive. Till next time, make sure you like and subscribe.